Speech off.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to give you guys my December TBR. Honestly, these are the only Christmas books I own. It's really hard for me to find Christmas books. I'm just going to start with that because I am not a fan of Christmas romances in general. I find them to be too forced and just... I like a romance, but I need it to happen organically. Like, I need to not see it coming. And most Christmas romance tropes are like forced proximity, fake dating. I hate fake dating anyway. I find it manipulative and terrible, and you're all liars. I don't like being forced in a car with someone. I'd probably, honestly, would rather, like, walk on freezing cold ice and snow than be forced into a car with someone. So just the fact that someone is willing to do that to get somewhere enrages me irrationally. I know it's completely irrational and insane, but just most plots for Christmas romances just annoy me. Truly. That being said, I do like certain ones, and one of the hit authors that I do like is Melody Carlson, because I don't really see the romance coming, and the story is not usually about, like, centering on the romance. It's always about something else. There's family drama, there's something else that hooks me into the story, and then the romance is, like, on the back burner, but it's there. I don't mind a love story I don't see coming. What I do mind is just the whole... I don't know. I just don't like forced proximity things. So, like I said, fake dating. Oh, yeah. And then there's the annoying trope of family members coercing you to come home for Christmas to, like, set you up with someone or whatever. So it just... I don't know. I am just very, very, very picky about my Christmas reads. So mostly romances are out for me. But I love Christmas family stories. Like I said, Melody Carlson has been a big hit for me as far as Christmas reads. And, I mean, honestly, I think A Christmas Story is not complete without a child. For me, like, that's... Christmas is about kids, in my opinion. It's like Santa Claus and the cookies and the presents and the gift. Like, all of it is kid-related for me. So, if there's no kid, generally a Christmas book is kind of out. But, anyway. So, I'm just going to kind of go through the ones that I have. And, honestly, I forced them into fitting into prompts for 2 readathons I'm attempting to do. And if you guys have any ideas for other Christmas reads for me, let me know. I might not even like some of these. We'll see. So I want to participate in 2 readathons. We have the Tinsels and Tales readathon, and then the Vintage Christmas readathon. That one is hosted by Mitzi from Mitzi Reads and Writes, and the Tinsels and Tales readathon is I think the Lucy Chronicles is a host, and then co-hosting is Tales and Treats with Tay, Paperbacks and Ponytails, Christy A. Cole, Faith and Books, Morgan's Endless Bookshelf, Alicia from For the Love of Christian Fiction, The Writing Songbird, Cheryl from Candlewick Library, and Celestria. Whew, that's a lot of people. Why do you do this to me? I have COVID lungs right now. Anyway, let's kind of just do this. So, we're going to start with the Tinsels and Tales readathon. The first prompt is a book with Christmas in the title. And for that one, I have The Christmas Tree Farm by Melody Carlson. I think everyone's read this already. A lot of people have. Book Lover Amanda talked about it. Lou from Christian Faith and Fiction announced it when it was coming out in September. I'm saving it for December, though. When Madison McDowell returns from several years teaching overseas, she has high hopes for picking up where she left off at her family's Christmas tree farm in Oregon. But between damage from recent wildfire and the neglect due to her sister Addie's unwillingness to invest, the farm is in sad shape. In fact, Addie is intent on selling the property. And to top it off, her former high school flame, the now widowed Gavin Thompson, has plans to break Madison's heart again by turning the neighboring property into a dusty, noisy dirt bike track for his daughter. With the odds stacked against her, Madison decides there's only one thing to do: double down on her dreams. It will take a ton of hard work and some help from an unlikely ally to save the farm she so dearly loves. But it may take a miracle to restore her relationship with her sister. So, this sounds like a kind of a predictable romance, but I have faith in Melody Carlson that I will like it anyway. This is just because I've loved most of her books, but we'll see. Number 2, a book on your TBR since last Christmas. I have 2. I can't talk about them, though, because they're part of a series. I just read Rosie Hopkins. No, wait. I think it's called Sweet Shop of Dreams or something. But it's the Rosie Hopkins Sweet Shop series by Jenny Colgan. The first one was not a Christmas book, so I read it in, last month, November, or barely in December, last month. Anyway, so I'm saving the 2 Christmas books for this month. So we have Christmas at Rosie Hopkins Sweet Shop and The Christmas Surprise. Like I said, can't talk about those because they're part of a series. But I enjoyed the first one, so I'm thinking I'll enjoy the next ones. Number 3, a book with a holiday romance. Christmas at the Queen by Hazel Gaynor and Heather Webb. This looks like kind of a romance, sort of. December 1952. While the young Queen Elizabeth II finds her feet as the new monarch, she must also find the right words to continue in the tradition of her late father and grandfather's beloved Christmas Day radio broadcast. But even traditions must move with the times, and the Queen faces a post-war Britain hungry for change. As preparations begin for the royal Christmas at Sandringham House in Norfolk, 2 old friends, Jack Devereux and Olive Carter, find themselves reuniting for the festivities. A single mother, typist at the BBC, and aspiring reporter, Olive leaps at the opportunity to cover the holiday celebration despite self-doubts. When a chance encounter with the Queen presents an exciting opportunity, Olive begins to believe her luck might change. Jack, a grief-stricken widow chef originally from New Orleans, accepts a last-minute chance to cook in the royal kitchens at Sandringham. When he bumps into a long-lost friend, an old spark is reignited. Despite personal and professional heartache, Jack and Olive's paths continue to cross over the following 5 Christmas seasons, and they find themselves growing ever closer. Yet Olive carries the burden of a heavy secret. So, yeah. Oh. Christmas Day, December 1957. As the nation eagerly awaits the Queen's first televised Christmas speech, Olive decides to reveal the shocking truth of her secret, which threatens to tear her and Jack apart forever, unless Christmas has one last gift to deliver. Sounds interesting. We'll see. Number 4, read the nativity story. That speaks for itself. Number 5, a book with a festive cover. That's kind of a prompt that, not a very blind-friendly prompt, but I'm just going to guess that Meddling with Mistletoe has a festive cover. It's got mistletoe in the title. It's by Liz Johnson. I heard about this one from Book Lover Amanda. This sounds like the book that I would probably hate from the title, but the description might convince me. Whitney Garrett is preparing to enter culinary school in the spring, but first she has to sell enough homemade pies at the local Christmas markets to pay her tuition. When her oven breaks, Whitney asks Marie Sloan, proprietor of the Red Door Inn, if she can use the inn's kitchen to keep up with her orders. Marie agrees but Whitney has to watch the 3 Sloane children and cook breakfast for the Red Door in return. The inn is busy with holiday guests, including Aretha Franklin, Sloane's perpetually single nephew Daniel, and Ruby, a businesswoman in town to purchase Aretha's antiques store. Intent on making a Christmas match for the two, Aretha enlists Whitney's help in her schemes. But the deeper Whitney gets, the more she realizes that Ruby is definitely not the right woman for Daniel. And the more she thinks that she just might be his perfect match. So, yeah. I am not a fan of matchmakers, but the idea of a match not working out makes my contrary heart happy. Because that is why I don't like matchmakers, because they always work out. But the idea of a match not working, now that sounds like my thing. Number 6, a book with a movie adaptation. I guess, well, that's kind of going to go into the next readathon. I figured I would use Miracle on 34th Street, because that's the group read. Number 7, a book with snow on the cover. No idea. Another unblind-friendly prompt. Number 8, a Christmas mystery. I have Apple Cider Slaying by Julie Ann Lindsay. I heard about this one from Mitzi Reads and Writes. Apples are at the core of the family business run by Winona May Montgomery and her Granny Smythe. But this year's crop is unseasonably ripe with murder. One Rotten Apple. Blossom Valley, West Virginia, is home to Smythe's orchards. Winnie and her granny's beloved 25-acre farm and family business. But any way you slice it, it's struggling. That's why they're trying to drum up business with the first annual Christmas at the Orchard, a good old-fashioned holiday festival with enough delicious straw to satisfy apple-picking locals and cider-loving tourists alike, until the whole endeavor takes a sour turn when the body of Nadine Cooper, Granny's longtime grudge-holding nemesis, is found lodged in the apple press. Yeesh. Now, with Granny the number one suspect, Winnie is hard-pressed to prove her innocence before the real killer delivers another murder. Sounds fun. Now we're going to do the very vintage readathon. So like I said, the group read is Miracle on 34th Street by Valentine Davies. I'm having trouble finding this on audio. There's a million versions and they all sound abridged, like dramatized versions. So what is the audio version for this book? I cannot find it. Or if I do, I can't tell if it's the right one because it's by Valentine Davies and some other author. So I'm confused as to which one I'm supposed to be reading. I've watched both versions of the movie. Anyway. Number 1, An Old-Fashioned Christmas. That's the first prompt. I'm not sure what I'm reading for this one. I'm kind of considering reading, because I bought the commercial markets, like the Audible versions of the Little House books, and I've never listened to that version. I always wanted to, and I bought them during Prime Week earlier this year. I'd usually been listening to the Braille Institute's versions, but I hear that the commercial market ones by, I think the narrator is Cherry Jones, is really good, so I'm considering rereading them. I love reading them around this time of year. They always have really good Christmas chapters. But, yeah, we'll see. Number 2, A Christmas Carol. Read a book that has a musical element. Honestly, I made this fit. It's called 12 Sleighs of Christmas. Christmas Tree Farm number 1 by Jacqueline Frost. I heard about this one from Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails. It's kind of a play on a Christmas song. When Holly White's fiance cancels their Christmas Eve wedding with less than 2 weeks to go, Holly heads home with a broken heart. Lucky for her, home in his historic Mistletoe, Maine, is magical during Christmas time. Exactly what the doctor prescribed. Except her plan to drown her troubles in peppermints and snickerdoodles is upended when local grouch and president of the Mistletoe Historical Society, Margaret Fenwick, is bludgeoned and left in the sleigh display at Reindeer Games, Holly's family tree farm. When the murder weapon is revealed as one of the woman's wooden stakes used to identify trees on the farm, Sheriff Evan Gray turns to Holly's father, Bud, and the Reindeer Games staff. And it doesn't help that Bud and the reindeer keeper were each seen arguing with Margaret just before her death. But Holly knows her father and is determined to exonerate him. The jingle bells are ringing, the clock is ticking, and if Holly doesn't watch out, she'll end up on Santa's naughty list. Honestly, with my dislike of Christmas romances, I might just end up forgetting all of these and sticking to cozy murder mysteries, because that sounds up my alley more. Anyway, number 3, The Nutcracker and the Mouse King. Read a book that has a fairy tale element. I actually have 3 here. I have Winterfrost by Michelle Houts. Heard about this one from Krista from Books and Jams, and Kelly from Kelly Reads a Lot. An ordinary Danish Christmas turns extraordinary when a family overlooks an important folkloric tradition. Christmas has come, and with it a sparkling white winter frost over the countryside. But 12-year-old Bettina's parents have been called away unexpectedly, leaving her in charge of the house, the farm, and baby Pia. In all the confusion, Bettina's family neglects to set out the traditional bowl of Christmas rice pudding for the tiny niece who are rumored to look after the family and their livestock. No one besides her grandfather ever believed that it's Nisse, Nisi, were real, so what harm could there be in forgetting this silly custom? But when baby Pia disappears during a nap, the magic of the Nisse makes itself known. To find her sister and set things right, Bettina must venture into the miniature world of these unusual, helpful, but sometimes mischievous folk. A delightful winter adventure for lovers of the legendary and miraculous. And then we have The Nutcracker. I've never read it. Again, I need to find the right audio version, because there's a million and a lot of them are abridged. Some of them have music. What is the original audio? And then I have Nutcracked by Susan Adrian. Heard about this one from Keisha from A Book Like You. This one doesn't have an audio version. I found it in Braille. We'll see if I get to it. Christmas Time, Ballet, and Magic. Georgie has waited for this moment her whole life, to dance the part of Clara in the Nutcracker Ballet. And when she finally gets the part, it's like a dream come true. Literally. Every time Georgie dances with the Nutcracker doll, she leaves the ballet studio and enters a world where everything around her, the old wooden furniture, the Christmas tree, the carefully wrapped presents, is larger than life. It's so magical, Georgie can't wait to return again and again. Then the Nutcracker's magic seeps into the real world, putting Georgie's friend in danger. Everything is falling apart, and it's almost Christmas. Can Georgie save her friend, the Nutcracker, and most of all, herself? Number 4, A Christmas Wedding. A book with a wedding or romance in it. I have The Book Club Hotel by Sarah Morgan. I read The Christmas Sisters by Sarah Morgan at the beginning of this year, and I loved it. So I figure this one sounds fun. With its historic charm and picture-perfect library, the Maple Sugar Inn is considered the winter destination. As the holidays approach, the inn is fully booked with guests looking for their dream vacation. But widowed, far too young, and exhausted from juggling the hotel with being a dedicated single mom, Hattie Coleman dreams only of making it through the festive season. But when Erica, Claudia, and Anna, lifelong friends who seem to have it all, check in for a girlfriend's book club holiday, it changes everything. Their close friendship and shared love of books have carried them through life's ups and downs. But Hattie can see they're also packing some major emotional baggage, and nothing prepares her for how deeply her own story is about to become intertwined in theirs. In the span of a week, over the most enchanting time of the year, can these four women come together to improve each other's lives and make the start of a whole new chapter? Okay, why did I paste that into that prompt? That makes zero sense. Forget that I said that. That doesn't go there. I don't know where that goes. Either way, it sounds fun. That is not a romance. It sounds more like a family story. Why did I stick it there? Probably because I thought they would get stranded or something. The book club hotel. Yeah, this sounds like women's fiction. I don't know why I put it there. But I can't edit this video and I'm not starting it over. So just assume I'm going to read it and it's going to go somewhere. Number 5, gift giving. I don't know where I'm putting there. Number 6, Jolly Old Saint Nick. Okay, this one actually fits. Dear Santa by Debbie Maycomer. I don't know if I'll like this. Heard about this from Chloe from Always Booked. Special holiday wish list brings about hope, love, and second chances in this nostalgic novel from the Queen of Christmas Stories. Lindy Carmichael isn't feeling particularly joyful when she returns home to Wenatchee, Washington for Christmas. The man she thought was the one has cheated on her with her best friend, and she feels completely devoid of creativity in her graphic design job. Not even carolers or Christmas cookies can cheer her up. But Lindy's mother, Ellen, remembers an old tradition that might lift her daughter's spirits. Reading through a box of childhood letters to Santa and reminiscing about what she'd wished for as a young girl may be just the inspiration Lindy needs. With Ellen's encouragement, she decides to write a letter to Santa, one that will encourage her to have faith and believe just as she'd done all those years ago. Little does Lindy know that this exercise in gratitude will cause her wishes to unfold before her in miraculous ways. And thanks to some fateful twists of Christmas magic, especially an unexpected connection with the handsome former classmate, Lindy ultimately realizes that there is truly no place like home for the holidays. Huh. Maybe that could have gone into romance. Whatever. Number 7, A Letter to Santa, an epistolary book. I decided to use The Last Christmas in Paris by Hazel Gaynor and Heather Webb. Heard about this one from everybody. Gloria Z. Thompson, Candlewick Library, and from In Search of Wonder. An unforgettably romantic novel that spans 4 Christmases, 1914 to 1918. Last Christmas in Paris explores the ruins of war, the strength of love, and the enduring hope of the Christmas season. Okay. August 1914. England is at war. As Evie Elliott watches her brother Will and his best friend Thomas Harding depart for the front, she believes, as everyone does, that it will be over by Christmas, when the trio plan to celebrate the holiday among the romantic cafes of Paris. But as history tells us, it all happened so differently. Evie and Thomas's experience a very different war. Frustrated by life as a privileged young lady, Evie longs to play a greater part in the conflict. But how? And as Thomas struggles with the unimaginable realities of war, he also faces personal battles back home, where war office regulations on press reporting cause trouble at his father's newspaper business. Through their letters, Evie and Thomas share their greatest hopes and fears, and grow ever fonder from afar. Can love flourish among the horror of the First World War, or will fate intervene? Christmas 1968. With failing health, Thomas returns to Paris, a cherished packet of letters in hand, determined to lay to rest the ghosts of his past. But one final letter is waiting for him. So yeah. Number 8. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Watch a Christmas adaptation. I actually just bought this movie that I used to kind of love and sort of cry over as a kid. It's called The Angel Doll. I can't find it to stream, so I had to buy the DVD. But I'm totally going to watch it this year. It's about a little boy whose sister has polio. And he wants to buy her this angel doll, but he can't afford it. It's a whole thing. It's sad. And I have one more Christmas book. I didn't know where to put it. The Christmas Bus by Melody Carlson. I heard about this one from Kelly Reads a Lot. People of Christmas Valley always celebrate Christmas to the fullest extent. The mayor plays Santa. Every business is holiday themed. And there is a nativity for the kids each Christmas Eve. This town knows Christmas. But this year, nothing goes according to plan. I don't know what that means. That's all the description says. But I'm in. I found it in Braille. So, it's not an audio. Which sucks because her audiobooks are really good. But yeah, that's all I have. I thought about reading Winter Solstice by Rosamund Pilcher. But, I don't know. It's so long. So yeah, that's really all I got. If you guys have any other ideas, and I might get some other ideas throughout the month as everybody does Vlogmas, so yeah. Anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.
Speech on. Stop recording.